Boom. Hey, everybody, Aaron Zams out here from firerescuefitness.com, also from r50challenge.com, Resilient 50, Better Every Shift podcast. Boy, I got my hands in quite a few things. I wanted to do a quick uh, live feed slash podcast, whatever you want to call these things nowadays, about creating your best 2024 and what that's going to take. Looking back at all the hundreds, I guess, probably even thousands of people that I've worked with over the last 30 years in fitness, including myself, it really comes down to one thing, and that is working on the habits that get you more healthy. It doesn't matter, it's great to have a goal to lose weight. It's great to have a goal to, hey, I want to gain muscle or I want to improve performance. And what I really want you to think about is just focus on those basic elements that you need to do every single day that will get you there. And really, that's what has uh, propelled a lot of people to make great fitness progress. I told you about me, like through COVID, I kind of lost my way, and I just went back to the basics and getting those done every single day. I think that especially this time of the year, you're inundated with so many different fitness programs, or try this or try that, or this really works, or this, you have to try to do this program. And really what happens is we lose track of the foundation and the fundamentals, and eating, moving, sleeping, recovering, and just consistently doing that. So do this for me. I don't care what your goal is. I don't care what fitness program you're working on. I think we have some great ones at Fire Rescue Fitness, and sometimes people need to change, and I get that. Whatever you're going to do this year for your fitness goal, that's great. But also back up a step and say, before I even think about accomplishing that, I'm just going to go back and I'm going to commit to doing the habits, the healthy habits. And those habits vary, right? So now you're thinking, okay, what are those habits? Well, it's really basic stuff. It's eating healthy, it's moving every single day and exercising, it's hydrating, following some type of eating, healthy eating guidelines, or a program which usually is lower sugar, healthy fats, lots of vegetables. It's also taking time to power down or focus on sleep more. It's also working on mental health development, taking time to take some deep breaths, and working on mobility. It's those simple things. And really, my next point being, all the different things that I've studied, all the different things that I've seen, all the different people that I've worked with over the years, and with Fire Rescue Fitness, we've had great programs. We've had people see a lot of success. What really gets me and drives me are the ones that didn't. And when I interview them, or when I talk to them, they always just say, "Well, I kind of lost my way." And what they mean by that is they didn't stick to their workouts. They didn't stick to what their eating guide, or what their eating plan was. And I think a lot of that has to do with, we get our mind too focused on a bigger picture. We maybe don't see the results that we want as quick as we want, and that derails us a little bit. And so looking at all of these different factors, reading a lot of research, and I came up with this thing called the R50. And it's based off of some of the other kind of popular challenges, but it's a lot more based on reality, which is why I think this is something that can change your life, hopefully. And I think it can change that of any first responder that does this. You don't have to be a first responder to do it. And the basis of this program, or challenge, is it's fairly simple. It's you basically choose 7 habits and you follow them for 50 days. Very similar to, like, oh, it's kind of like 75 hard. It's kind of like 75 soft. It's like, there's a couple other ones out there. And yeah, it is. But the 7 habits are based off of the fundamental things that we just talked about. And here's the cool part about this particular challenge is you choose the 7. I give you 11, and the 11 are based off of research. Here's what you need to make healthy progress and make better, to make here are the habits you need to make better progress in your fitness and your nutrition and ultimately in your resilience, which is why we came up with the Resilient 50. The whole thing with society and stress and I've had a lot of conversation with people saying, well, as soon as I get through Bobby's baseball season, I'm going to start working out, or as soon as I get through the holidays, or as soon as look, there's always that stressor, there's always that added thing. Right now there's 12 inches of snow on the ground, and I could say I didn't want to work out today, or I couldn't make it to the gym, which I didn't. I did a workout here at home to keep with my habit of working out or doing something, every single day. And I think that's the mindset it takes to make progress. And it's that mindset that will help you be a more resilient person. Resilient meaning able to withstand the stresses, able to perform when you're under pressure. There's so many, things that come at us that can kind of bog us down and get us off track. And by following these simple fundamental habits, you will be able to withstand them and grow. And so the R50 is born. There's quite a few people already doing it. I personally am on day 12. I feel great, down about 5 or 6 pounds. And, and then of course, whenever I say that, people go, well, it's easy for you. Hell no, it's not easy for me. I'm just like everybody else. I have challenges with ice cream. I have challenges with desserts. I have challenges with tequila. There's times where I don't want to work out. There's 12 inches of snow on the ground. I made a commitment to work out 30 minutes every single day and to stay hydrated. And so those things are challenging to me too. But the idea behind this R50 is you sign up, you pick 7 habits. So what are those habits? 30 minutes of exercise a day. Exercise does not have to be high intensity. It could be simply just walking your dog. It can be doing yoga. It can be doing a combination of those things. But movement is pivotal in this. 8,500 steps every single day. A lot of people are like, I already do that. Well, then put that down. Just make sure that you stay and maintain all those steps every single day and track them. That is put in there because there's a lot of people who think that they get 8,500 steps and they think that they're moving around a lot through the day. And when they go back home, they're only at like 5,000 or 6,000. This was really for a lot of chiefs and administrators who come up to me and say, hey, I'm stuck behind my desk a lot. I'm not moving enough. So that's one of the habits. You have to follow a diet plan or a healthy eating guide. And with that is, typically lower sugar, but you can follow anyway. If you want to do keto, if you wanted to do Noom or something else, that's great. You don't have to follow any FRF based diet. You can follow or healthy eating plan. You can follow any one you'd like. The other one in there is no cheat days and no alcohol. And this one is like, well, what is really a cheat day? Well, I did a podcast with Janelle Fosquet, with Better Every Shift, and we talked about this. And I'll leave a link to that podcast, which goes into a little bit more detail about these habits. And right now, if you're curious, you can go to r50challenge.com, firerescuefitness.com, and then there's a lot of pages that link you to what these habits are. But cheat meal, for me, it's when I'm in the firehouses, and when I'm not, I would do desserts. And when to myself, I would say sparingly, I'm going to do one dessert, and that would turn into all of a sudden I've had 1 or 2 every single day. And that's how easy it is to get off track, right? Hopefully a lot of you are going, yeah, I've been there, Zam. So for me, I'm just not doing any desserts, and I'm not doing any alcohol for 50 days. So that's one of mine that I chose. 80 ounces of water a day, which, a lot of people say, oh, I drink a lot of water. Well, now you're just going to track it. This has been the most difficult thing for me. I thought that I was getting a lot of water in, and turns out I was not. And so the first couple of days, I really had to cram some extra water in. With this too, people go, "What does juices and teas and stuff count?" No. By the way, one of the things that I would tell you to do is, if you really drink a lot of sodas, I would say one of your habits could be stop drinking sodas for 50 days. I don't think that it's the first couple of days would be difficult, but I really believe that that is a great habit to follow to become more resilient. You really be surprised at how many other factors start to come into that. How you feel, how well your joints actually start to respond to that. Another one in there is 10 minutes of self-development reading, and it can be anything. I would highly recommend some of you read more on like sleep, read on nutrition, read on fitness, read on how to be a better firefighter, read on fire attack, whatever it might be. That's one of them, because just the mental side and working on getting better and smarter in your field really gives you a little bit of hope, and that hope can go a long way into keeping you motivated. It all of these things play in interplay together to help you build that resilience, and that's the whole point of this. Again, you choose just 7 of these. There's one on there that you write one thing that you're grateful for every single day, a minute of gratitude. Sounds really easy. Well, just keep a journal, like a notebook, and you just every day write something and down that you're thankful for. And the rationale behind that is that a lot of the research shows gratitude can help change your entire outlook for a day, can change your environment. And I actually agree 100%. And there's a lot of time, when you can try this trick at the firehouse table, try it with your kids. Once they're what I like to call pissing and moaning, complaining about this or that, ask them one thing that they're thankful for, ask them one thing they like. And all of a sudden it just changes their whole mindset. I call it the Jedi mind trick. So that's in there. That can be one of your things that you focus on. Another one is a minute of deep breathing. And this is really a great tool for anyone, especially first responders who are going on or coming off of a traumatic call. 1 minute of deep breathing can really help to change, your stress pathways. It can help relinquish your cortisol levels, bring your heart rate down, bring your blood pressure down. There are a lot of different resources out there on how to do it. I start simple: breathe in 5, hold for 4, out for 6. The research that I read recently and have really listened to is exhaling more than when you inhale can decrease your heart rate and that blood pressure. So that's another one that's in there, is deep breathing. One of my favorites is what's called a +1. If none of these things, are like, hey, I can do 6 of them, but I really wanted to play guitar 10 minutes every single day, or I really want to read to my kid every single night. Make that one of your personal +1s. I wanted to connect with my partner more, so we're going to talk 5 minutes every single night without phones. Powering down 30 minutes before you go to bed. Actually, that's one of the habits to choose from that I skipped over. That's another great one because it helps you focus on sleep and kind of it gets some of the blue light away from you. And there's a lot of research on circadian rhythms and the light that we have in our computers and our screens. So that's also one of the habits. I think I covered all 11 of them there. You could go to r50.com and it lists them all. Now, hey, Zam, how much does this cost? Absolutely nothing. You register for the R50, you choose your habits. I actually then have a workout program for you. One of the first ones is 30 minutes of exercise a day. You can follow any workout program you'd like. I created one for this for you for free. You can follow any diet plan you like. I created one for you for free. Mental health exercises and some motivation. I have all of that. There is a actual app access that you have. All that's for free. I don't care what program. I think I have some of the best with FRF, but if you wanted to try, a 5x5 heavy or strong one, great. Whatever it is, you could do. And that's where some of the common questions are. It's like, hey, Zam, I've been following a low fat or a higher fat keto diet. Can I stay on that? Yeah, as long as you follow it for the 50 days, if that's one of your habits you choose. Somebody who I know is following Noom and they love it. And so they're just saying, hey, I'm going to really follow that program for 50 days. As far as exercise, someone's like, well, I'm going to kind of create my own based off of what you gave me and what I like. That's fine. I would encourage you to put, a plan together for this. And that way, it'll help you adhere to it, but you can do anything you'd like for it. And then here's the cool part. You follow this for 50 days. You send in, there's a form. And I encourage you to take pictures. It really helps to motivate. You don't have to be fancy, like in any skimpy outfits or anything like that, but just, something that might encourage you along that journey to stay true and true to your habits. You take a picture, you do some initial assessments, which take about 5 minutes. Whether one of your secondary goals might be, hey, I'm doing these 7 habits because I know I need to lose X amount of pounds, or I'm doing these 7 habits because I'm not sleeping very well. Whatever that might be, you say, this is where I was when I started. Here's where I am right now at the end of the 50 days. You send that in, and I'll actually send you a Resilient 50 challenge coin, and then we'll throw you into a group or a, a prize pool where hopefully every quarter we're just drawing some names for some cool prizes like TRX, and I'm doing some work with some other possible sponsors. And if you're listening to this and you have ideas for sponsors or want to sponsor, I am more than happy to bring you along. The more the merrier, and that's really the whole point of this. Hopefully, this I firmly believe that it's all about these habits, and it's and then encouraging those people around you to choose their own, and then throwing some money in a pot, maybe at the firehouse, and saying, okay, as a crew, everybody's in for 50. If you complete your 50 days, we'll take that pot, that money, and we'll divide it up. Maybe we'll give half to a charity, and then the rest of us get the other half of it. Put some stake and some money behind it. Make it fun. You can get different departments that are doing this with their battalion. 20 people, I'll put $20 in, and they all wrote their habits out, and they posted them. And so they're all holding each other accountable. I mean, what a great way to, like, hey, if all 20 people followed these 7 healthy habits for 50 days, I bet you're going to see a tremendous amount of productivity, more camaraderie. People are going to start feeling a lot better. And that's really the goal of all of this. You can join r50challenge.com, firerescuefitness.com. It's free. Again, it's free. I do have t-shirts that if you like it, you could buy the t-shirts that help support the mission and the cause. But for me, it's all about making an impact. And this, I believe, is one of the best ways to do it. You do have to give me to register. You have to give an email. You don't have to subscribe to the newsletter, but by subscribing, it does help me at least figure out how to make this better and how to see if I can help you in any way. So with that, I hope that answers some of the questions. Again, any fitness program you'd like, any eating plan you'd like. Some people said, hey, my team's in the playoffs. They might make it to the Super Bowl, so I don't want to do it. I want to give myself cheat days. Do I have to select it? No. You could select any one of those 11 different things that I talked about before. You just have to choose 7 of them. So if it's not the right time for you to not do that, that's fine. Personally, I think you could do anything like that for 50 days, and it's definitely worth it. The reason why no alcohol is in there is because a lot of times alcohol can really sidetrack stress management, but it also can sidetrack nutrition and so many other aspects of your health. So that is why that is in there. If you're following an FRF program already, do I still need to join the R50? Yes. You just need to sign up for it. There is a success manual that goes through just the questionnaires. You can still follow your regular program, but I do want you to sign up and register for it just so we know how many people we have. And I do have a couple of emails that I'll send you with a little bit more research into why we chose these habits and how to maybe start integrating them into what my last point is a system. Being healthy, being fit is about creating systems. If you have time to read James Clear about forming atomic habits, it is a great book. There's quite a few of them out there about creating these atomic habits, or these habits that will help give you success in so many other aspects of your life. And they're atomic because they're minor, small little habits go a long ways through many, many days. And that's comes back to why we chose, those simple things. Had a great conversation with someone last night, and they're like, hey, I really want to try to add muscle. I feel like I'm losing some strength on the fire ground. And I said, hey, that's great. But if it's been a while since you've been consistent in your fitness, just focus on that. Just say, hey, I'm going to do something every single day to help make me stronger. And that it doesn't have to be high intensity. It might be taking a nice walk, doing some mobility, some stretching, some yoga, because that's going to help the next day. It's going to help you recover. And eventually, through the course of the 50 days, boom, you will be stronger. So that is the whole goal. That's the objective. So with that, you could join anytime. I really would love it that you would become an ambassador and spread the word and try to maybe do some side contests to get people involved. There again are some shirts, and I just ordered mine, so I'll maybe start to wear some of those, and that just is what supports everything. If you have suggestions for ways to make this a little better, if you have suggestions as to how we can grow the R50 challenge or the Resilient 50, whatever you want to call it, please, I'm all ears. I'm here to try to help you out. The workout program that's with it is full body strength 3 times a week. There is a yoga, 30-minute yoga kind of session that's integrated in there. There's some recovery cardio, and then there is some interval training at a couple different days. Now, you could switch the days around you'd like. You can use it as a template for your own, whatever you'd like to do, but those are free of charge. You sign up on the R50 or the R50challenge.com. You sign up, you're taken to a page where you'll get access to a link where you click, and then you'll get onto the app platform. Again, all this is free. The app platform is just a better way for me to disseminate the programs. You can get them in PDF and just print them out, or you can actually follow them via the Get FRF app. So with that, I know I've been kind of long-winded, but I got to go out and snowplow and shovel again. But I wanted to get some of that out there just so people can start getting prepared. You could get join. You could get going right away. If you have questions, let me know. Again, thanks so much for, if you're listening to this, you're one of the reasons why this is even possible. And I just can't thank you all enough for supporting Fire Rescue Fitness through the years. It's kind of grown into this kind of mission more than anything, and that's why I'm so happy to do it, and that's why I'm doing it for free, because it'll lead to the next big thing. With that in mind, be ready, be resilient, make 2024 one of your best by focusing just on those habits, and let everything else come to you. Sound good? Thank you.